Okay, so I just want to show you quick in this video the different ladders that you're going to have in the truck that you're in. On the top of the truck, we've got our extension ladders, which we have some videos on. This we call our compound ladder, or multi-use ladder is another word for it. We always call it a compound ladder. So if somebody says, go grab the compound ladder, this is the ladder they're talking about. This is a 2-foot ladder, probably the ladder that's used more than any other ladder that we have, at least by myself. Then we've got a lighter 4-foot ladder, which is really nice. The compound ladder's got some weight to it, so if we're at a home and there's a lot of windows that we can reach easily with a 4-foot ladder, we don't need a taller ladder than this. This is really easy to move around without spending a lot of energy. So this is your basic step ladder. So to open it up, lift it up, set it down. We got these here. We want to make sure that they're always locked down. Close it. We lift them up with our hands, push it closed, and then we can carry it over. Now if you set the ladder up and these are not locked, it's the incorrect way to set up a step ladder. They always need to be locked and down. Now you can walk up the ladder and work off of it effectively. Two-foot ladder is the same, basically the same design as a 4-foot ladder, just a shorter version. Pull this open. Again, want to make sure these are down. Set the ladder down. Now we can walk up the ladder and work off of it effectively. This is great for doing transom windows, that type of deal, or as you've seen in other videos, windows that I'm just 1 inch too short to reach. Compound ladder. This ladder is used a lot. It extends up to 9 feet, so it's a 9-foot step ladder. It can be extended straight out and used as a ladder to reach 2nd-story windows. Typically, it's not used that way in a pinch, or if perhaps we need to use it just to get all the 2nd-story windows done. It can be used that way, but we don't usually use it that way. Usually prefer to use the extension ladder if possible. Sometimes maybe if you're the extension ladder is just a little bit too long, even collapsed all the way. This can open up and it's a little bit shorter than that 24-foot extension ladder, and maybe you can squeeze underneath a soffit to get to some windows. So anyways, the point is, we've got all these different ladders to use, where we need to use them. So anyhow, I'm going to show you how to set this ladder up. So we've got these locking pins up here. These lock the legs swinging out. We've got these U pins here that go through this inside ladder rung. There's a hole, it's hollow in the middle there. And these pins go through that rung to lock it in place. And with this ladder, you can extend both legs to extend the ladder up, or you can extend one side if we're working on a stairwell inside of a house, or perhaps over a window well. There may be some windows and we need to access the windows above the window well. This ladder is a safe way to do it, and I'll show you how to set that up. So the first thing we do is we're going to open the ladder up. So I press. So what I did was I hit both of these, they pop in. Now I can extend the legs out. So now I've got an A-frame ladder, they call this. And I can climb up the ladder, I can work off of it just like this if I like. Now I'm going to show you 2 different ways to extend this ladder. First, we're going to do it while it's opened up into an A-frame ladder. So I'm going to extend this side first. I'm going to open up these legs. Let's just say I want to go all the way up. As I'm doing this, I'm holding on to the ladder. I'm going to hold on to the inside leg so that these don't bind. I lock both in place. Now I've got a 9-foot A-frame step ladder. So I can climb up this ladder and I can reach much higher. Now to close this ladder up, we're just going to do the opposite. So now, as I'm going down, I'm watching my fingers. If I'm holding onto this rung here and this slides down, I can smash my hand. So you just got to be careful. You're lowering it down not to get any fingers. I think everybody pinches a finger once or twice in these ladders. So once it happens a couple of times, learn to avoid it, I suppose. So now the ladder's closed. Now I'm going to show you another way to extend it. So what I'm going to do is I like to open these up. So I unlock it. I unlock the legs on both sides. This technique takes a little bit more shoulder strength. Make sure that they're all unlatched. That's my preferable method to open up the ladder. Now to close it, you can go up to about here. Sure that all the legs are locked before you try to carry it. There you go. Now, carrying this ladder, it does have a bit more weight, so there's a couple of different ways that you can carry it. Put a hand here, a hand here will balance it out. Step in front of it. You can carry it just like this, carry it around. You can also reach through with your shoulder. Grab this back side here, carry it on your shoulder like this. Another preferable way to carry a ladder, especially if you're working at a house and you're going to use it again, say you're going to walk around the corner of the house to go to some other windows, is just open it up, lean it forward, just pick it up, and you can just walk right between the ladder. You need to be aware of the legs. Obviously they stick out about 2 feet on each side, farther, wider, so as you're walking around, just watch plants, decks, the side of the house, that type of thing, as you're walking around. Lastly, with the compound ladder, one of the neatest aspects of this ladder is the ability to work on angled surfaces and work around things like window wells. So let's just pretend for a second that this ground is angled down. So if I set the ladder up on it, I'm going to be angled this way. So this side's lower than that side. One thing that we can do is we can extend this side of the ladder. And now that we're on a hill, now we can set it up and say, and that can compensate for that uneven ground. And we can safely work on it. Whenever we're working on a ladder, we're just gonna simulate some ground that's angled by extending this leg. Let's pretend it's not. Let's pretend the legs are not extended. And what this is, say that they're even, and we're working on something that on some uneven ground. So if I climb up this ladder now, if I go up to this rung, this ladder can go forward. If I go on this side, I'm trying to climb up the ladder can go backwards on top of me. So it's really important to have a ladder like this in the truck so that we can safely work on different surfaces. So you'll become proficient with this ladder very quickly. Another example of when to use it, stairwells when we're inside homes. And we'll go over this when we're working inside of a home, how to safely and respectably use a ladder inside somebody's home. But in stairwells, oftentimes what we'll need to do is do maybe a picture window above a stairwell going down into a basement or going upstairs. We may need to extend this leg all the way down. This leg may be on a landing, or these legs may be on a landing or on a step. And you can extend this all the way down and have a nice, safe, flat surface to work on so we can get those tough to reach windows. Another example, on this house we've got a window well over here. You can do the same thing. You can extend the leg on this the legs on this ladder all the way to go down into that window well. So you can be on one side of the window well, the other side, even the front of the window well if it works out, and you can clean the window. When you're working on this ladder, you can straddle it. You can climb over to different sides. It's really a great tool. So anyways, I'm going to close this up. If you ever have any questions on this ladder, how to use it, just talk to one of the other techs or myself. So I'm going to set this aside. So now that you've seen our different ladders, kind of how they work, what we're going to do, let's say we need to take one inside to tackle some transom windows. So some windows above some other windows. We need our 2-footer or a 4-footer or a compound ladder, whatever ladder we need to take inside. We need to inspect the ladder to make sure that we're not bringing in dirt, debris, or anything that's going to scratch their floor. So I'm going to look at the legs of the ladder, make sure we don't have any rocks embedded in it, make sure it's not muddy. Sometimes people are watering their grass, or we've had some rain, we could walk into some mud. The ladder steps could have mud on them. And what we'll do is just take one of those wet rags that we've thrown aside and wipe that dirt out so we're not bringing it into somebody's house. Again, this is something clients think about when we're bringing a ladder into their house, especially if they have hardwood floors. A lot of our clients have high-end products in their home. Whether or not they say anything or not, they may or may not. But they're going to be seeing that we do this. So they may look out the window and see that we're checking and wiping the bottom of the ladders off. Little things like that buy us a client for life. So wiping this stuff off. Checking the legs, wiping them with a towel, or the steps, wiping them with a towel, that type of thing. So before we bring a ladder into a client's house, make sure it's clean, debris, and mud. Thanks.